Here's David and Susan from the True Blue Sand Blog. We are going to look at a typical homeowner, landowner type of problem today, which is what we like to cover. You know, we have our own timber and we have to cut a lot of trees for firewood and for safety. And what we have is a multi-stem black oak along our lane that goes out into the timber. And one of the stems on it has died. And we've got an ugly stub up there that's going to fall one of these days. We know it's going to rot off and fall, and we want to get it down while it's safe to cut and before it falls on us. We go up and down this trail frequently, and all it takes is perfect timing and you're smashed. So we're going to move on up here, take a look at it up close, and then talk about how we're going to cut it. Okay, here's our stem. Tilt that thing up and look at that stem going up there. You see it's about a 10-inch diameter thing. Goes up there and the top of it's just totally gone. It's already dropped a bunch of it off. So one of the things we're concerned about on any dead tree is how solid it is, because if you cut a rotten tree, it's going to collapse on you. So when you're looking at snags, you can carry something to sound the tree with. And believe it, it sounds hollow. You come on up here, listen to this. That sounds really dead. It sounds better here. It sounds like it's solid there, and it gets really dead sounding up there. So, you know, we look at this as if it's an individual tree, and it's a severe leaner. It's leaning over, you know, about 30 degrees. So you have to be concerned with it splitting or barber chairing, which can get you. And when you have a severe leaner, you take it one direction, and that's where it naturally wants to fall if it's severed. And we do that by walking out in front of it. We walk out in front of it and we figure out where it's perpendicular to the ground when you're standing in front of it. When I'm right here, that stem is perpendicular, so it wants to come this way. So we're going to aim the tree right here. So we're going to put a face in it here, and we need about an 8-inch long hinge, and there's enough diameter that I have room to bore cut it. So I'm going to put my face in here, put it across. We're going to bore cut it, and after I have it bore cut, we'll have the hinge established, and then we just cut out the back. And if you get into here, we've got included bark. We've got two stems pushing together. This could get a little bit messy in here, so I'll put the bottom of the hinge right about here to avoid running into this and having a problem. Okay, so if the camera lady can back up to a safe distance and zoom in, hopefully will get some good pictures. My exit, when I cut it loose, it's going to go fast. These leaners like this always go fast, so we've cleaned up stuff that was in the way of me moving, and you're not going to get far away. You know, on a tree that's vertical, you try to get 12 or 15 feet away from it, and that's not going to be possible on this. When you cut it loose, it's going to fall quick. So we've got a nice cleared out a bunch of brush here so I can get out. Got an open face going that way. Now we're going to punch through it right here and make our hinge. this one up, I had to make sure those meet. And the bore cut, start with your lower corner, got it in, push it through. So now we've got a hinge in there. Okay, now all we've got to do is cut out the back and this tree's going to go. Are you ready? Ready? Camera lady says she's ready. Here we go. And there we go. Looks good. Bring the camera on up here and we'll take a look at our stump. Do an after action review on the stump. Okay, here's our stump. And that's a real nice stump. Okay, our first cut was here. That aims the tree. The tree falls at a right angle to that front face. And I made this cut, and you saw me cut extra. This side it was a little bit high, and so the front cut was down into it. You want those to match, so you saw me dinking around in here. I was making those match. And then to make my hinge, I did a bore cut. You start your bore cut with the bottom corner of that saw, get the saw buried. After it's buried, you rotate, and you know, if you're when you're out in a tight spot, you'll punch it out this way and dog in and rotate this to make sure you don't blow your hinge out. But there's not much room to work here with these other stems, so I got it lined up and I pushed it through. And on a 10-inch tree, you want to have, you know, up to about 1 inch in thickness. And down here we're about 3/4, and here we're about 1.25 inches thick on the hinge. That's a pretty good hinge. I like to have them really straight, but that's a good hinge. And then we pulled that out and talked about it a second, put it back in, and then we just cut out the back. And that released it, and now we've got a log across our path. I'm gonna bust that up. I'm gonna bust that up so we can get through with our machinery. There we go. There's our log. Got our log on the ground, goes across our path. I'll cut that up, and we'll, that is nice dry wood. It's getting just a little punky down low, and it sounded pretty punky up high. But that'll be good firewood, and that can go right in the stack up at the house. So anyway, thank you, Susan, for being an excellent camera lady. Thank you all for visiting, and we will catch you later. Be safe out there, and we'll catch you on the next one. We got a dead hickory we're going to cut next. That'll be a little bit bigger project. Bye.